Okay, so I've got a few interesting things to show you today regarding Bitcoin and just where the overall crypto market is right now and where I think we're going. So in the short term, I think there's going to be a lot of volatility moving into next week, okay? Because on the April 2nd, we've got Trump announcing his tariffs. So due to all the uncertainty, there's going to be a lot of volatility moving into that, right? But then hopefully, once we get to the April the 2nd and then we move past it, hopefully the uncertainty gets extinguished at that point. Then we've got good things to look forward to after that, right? Unless obviously if Trump comes out with some really aggressive tariffs and then other countries retaliate with really aggressive tariffs, then that's not going to be good. But otherwise, if the news isn't too bad, then it could mark a bottom after all the uncertainty, and then we've got good things to look forward to: rate cuts, quantitative easing, and some other things I'll talk about later in the video. So this could be the potential bottom, which brings me to my next point of where I think Bitcoin is going to be going into for the long term, right? Okay, this is basically what I've got in my thumbnail that you've probably seen in my thumbnail, and I'm going to talk about that right now. So this is the gold chart, and this blue line here on the gold chart is when gold was first approved for ETFs, right? For spot ETFs back in March 2003, okay? And after gold got approved for the ETFs back here, it had a run up, okay, back to its previous all-time high. It went sideways until bursting through its previous all-time high, and then it had a pump past that all-time high, and then it had a correction, okay? Now, this is where I think we are in Bitcoin, okay? Because if we come over to the Bitcoin chart now, it's a very similar thing. So we've got it just on a shorter time span, okay? So we've got the ETF approval here. We had a run up past it, basically to its previous all-time high. Went sideways for a bit until pushing past its all-time high, pumped up, and then had a correction after that, right? This is the same thing as on the gold chart, just on a different length of time. You see it, gold chart here, pumped past the all-time high, had a correction back down to the previous all-time high again, okay? Onto the Bitcoin chart, broke past its previous all-time high, and now it's come back down to retest the support. Now the current market cap of gold is 16 trillion pounds, which is about $20 trillion, okay? And the current market cap of Bitcoin is 1.28 trillion pounds, or about $2 trillion, okay? So gold is a 10x bigger than Bitcoin. And gold right now is a 10x bigger than it was when it was first approved for ETFs, okay? So how long did it take for gold to 10x from when it got the ETFs? It took about 8,000 days, which is over 20 years. Now maybe Bitcoin could grow faster than gold, because as we know, Bitcoin does grow quite fast and times are different these days. You know, there's more money circulating in the system and all that stuff, right? Now based on all the adoption happening for Bitcoin right now, things are changing, right? So there's no guarantee that the 4-year cycle is going to play out perfectly as the 4-year cycle, right? You know, maybe we are here, like I said, with this arrow right now, and we get this big leg up and it goes straight to the end of 2025, and then that's it, and then that's the top of the bull run before going in a bear market, right? But with everything that's going on right now, and now that we're more correlated to the stock market, we could just continue in a slower moving bull run over a longer period of time before we get a bear market or a big correction like this one. The correction for Bitcoin might never even be as big as it was previously, right? And the previous cycles did actually move with the stock market. This here, this was the bull market, right? This run up here, from here to here, that was the 2017 run, okay? And this one here, this is the top here of the 2021 bull market. This is where all the money came into circulation with all the money printing, okay? And then we had the crash here, right? And now we've had the bull run recently. You know, the stock market was going up. Now it's starting to crash with Trump and its tariffs and everything. But you know, but then if we get rate cuts and quantitative easing and stuff like that based on the economy slowing down, right, then the stock market can start turning bullish again and start moving up again, right? And yeah, as you can see here, based on these two things I showed you, Bitcoin does follow the stock market. Now if we look at the M2 money supply, okay, so this is all of the easily liquidated money circulating in the supply in America, okay? So all of the liquid cash as well as easily sellable assets that can be turned into cash fast, right? This is what the M2 chart is. So if we look here, right, this is when the money printing started during COVID, okay? So the M2 money supply skyrocketed okay? And coincidentally with that, the crypto market skyrocketed, right? Because there's more money coming into circulation, and there's more money that now there's more money that people can put into Bitcoin and into crypto and into whatever else. So then here, look, it got up to the end of 2021 where the top of the cycle was, when the money printing stopped, right? And the crypto market and the stock market does kind of lag behind this a little bit. So money comes into circulation, and then the stock market and crypto market kind of starts going up afterwards once people have had a chance to buy, right? So right now it's kind of curling up. The money supply is curling up, and then we get rate cuts and quantitative easing and all that stuff that I was just talking about a minute ago. This is gonna go up more, right? Which is in turn gonna cause people to buy more risky assets because they've got more money to gamble on risky assets. So based on all this, I think Bitcoin's super bullish long term, and I think the whole crypto market's obviously super bullish as well. It's just gonna follow behind Bitcoin. So you know, the stock market's gonna move, and then the Bitcoin market's gonna move, and then all the altcoins will move. And you know how it goes, you get altcoin season later down the road, right? So I don't think the 4-year cycle is gospel for Bitcoin and for crypto. I think that it's definitely worth taking profits based on the 4-year cycle, because it is a proven thing that you can obviously see in the charts that has played out, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen, right? At the end of the day, however the economy and the stock market and everything's moving, Bitcoin's going to follow that, and altcoin's going to follow Bitcoin. So it just depends on what the economy and what the stock market's doing, which is going to dictate whether the 4-year cycle is going to play out or not. At the end of the day, there will be a bear market at some point, whether that's in 2025, 2026, or even in the 2030s. At some point, there will be a bear market that comes around. It's not just going to go straight up forever. Keep that in mind and practice good risk management. What do you think? Do you think the 4-year cycle's done forever, or do you think the 4-year cycle's going to play out exactly like the last 2 times? And also, please drop a like to help the algorithm push this video, and also consider subscribing to keep up with my future videos. And thanks for watching. Bye.